Don't shed a tear, but this is the final episode from Deck Expo. Welcome back to the Ultimate Deck Podcast, live from Deck Expo 2019 in Louisville, Kentucky.
And we have put some content together down here.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
I think we can probably wrap our 52 weeks. We're going to wrap it up early here, hey?
It's over.
That happened. We were coming into this at episode 50.
Yeah.
Did 4, so
there we go. We've exceeded. So does that mean the
66%?
Does that mean?
I don't know what the Canadian
does that mean that the bet is increased now? Like, do we get like a?
Oh my! We should throw a few extra in there and
bigger
be like,
payout.
Yeah, 100%.
These guys made a bet with this guy's wife.
At the start of the podcast, she said, I'll bet you $1,000 you can't do a podcast every week for a year.
Yeah. She's going to lose.
She's lost.
Well, she's more than lost because it's...
Now I'm rich. I
got bet your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she bet Shane and I. And so
you can't win on this.
Yeah.
Yes,
you think you've won?
No, dude, I don't have any money.
She's
got all the money. Yeah.
Anyway, we're back here at the Deckorators booth. We are live for the last episode that we're going to shoot from Deck Expo in Louisville. So we're going to give a little bit of a show recap. But first, we've got a guest from Camo Deck Fasteners, Greg, and I know I'm supposed to say this right, Groenhout.
That
was pretty close.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I said it better than I said Louisville. I got in trouble on saying Louisville.
You said it twice right in a row there.
Yeah. So Greg, what do you do at Camo Fasteners?
So I am the product manager for Camo.
Nice.
Been with Camo since its inception in 2011. We launched it and just been along for the ride here. It's been a lot of fun.
How much credit do you take for Camo Edge? Don't be shy.
I take about maybe 7%.
7%?
Oh, wow, that's modest.
Holy smokes.
Is that based on the royalty you get from it?
We've got a fantastic team. We've got a great engineer that came up with the original concept for edge fastening and has built the new innovation along the way. And so it's been fun.
So how did this, we spoke about this a little bit on the podcast and on YouTube and whatnot about these fasteners and about how it solved a bunch of problems that people maybe were aware of, but they weren't really out there looking for a solution to it.
Right.
When did this start? How much feedback did you have to get before you're like, hey, we should maybe develop a new clip here?
Yeah. So as far as the clip is concerned, we had done a clip before, but our history in fasteners as a company and learning from contractors, learning the pain points, we always look for that. So even from the beginning of the edge fastening, what can we do better, make it faster, easier, better connection, more affordable, make the experience better with whatever product they're using. And so as far as the edge clip goes, it was a brainchild of our engineer, really. But clips have always kind of been a pain point for builders.
Right.
Cumbersome, they're expensive, haven't done a great job of holding the boards.
Right.
Correct.
The direct fastener screw type connection has always been better. And so we wanted to look at those things and say, what can we do
doesn't look
better?
as good, right? You do the direct fasten on the top. Spend all this money on these, this really nice deck board, and then you face screw it. It looks terrible, right?
So with the onset of all the nicer, more expensive, longer lasting deck products that are out there, the newer cap boards especially, being able to hide that fastener is really important to the end user,
certainly
to the homeowner.
Yeah.
And
so the contractors were coming to you, telling you, listen, it's just not good. We don't know what we want, but we know we want something other than this.
Yeah. So sometimes they don't know what they want until you show them, and sometimes they actually.
That's a Steve Jobs thing, right?
That's right. But sometimes they come to you with this is really a pain in the butt, and what can we do differently here? And that's kind of where the edge clip grew out of that kind of process. So
awesome.
Better holding power, faster install, better looking.
Much faster, yeah.
How fast did that come together? Did you guys sit down around a table and say, how do we do this? And the horseshoe idea came out right away, or is that?
The clip idea came really pretty quickly, and so we do the edge clip, which is a horseshoe looking clip, and we also do the X clip, which grabs the groove of the board. That came along after the horseshoe clip. But I would say the clip progress happened pretty quickly. The drive tool took us quite a while to put together, the versatility that's involved in that tool. So that was probably a 3-year development project, but the clips, over the course of about a year. So
I know you guys had that where? Was that was it Deck Expo a couple years ago?
I feel like it was in Baltimore.
It was pretty early. You guys had it behind a black curtain.
We did. Did you guys see that?
Just Shane. I wasn't allowed to.
Snuck in. Yeah. I talked to somebody. They're like, "Yeah, who are you?" I was like,
a year ago we did that. We did a little private showing. We wanted to get some early feedback from builders that were at the show, see how it was going to be received. And we always try to look for their input, not only for product but for messaging and things like that.
Sure.
As far as marketing goes.
I do remember going back there though, and I don't recall who it was that was showing it to me, but he brought out the little yellow never miss guide.
Yeah.
And I walked away thinking, well, that's gimmicky as all hell. I don't like that's
not going to work.
That about?
That's like the toy in the Happy Meal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's good for about 30 seconds, and then you toss it.
Yeah, until a couple years later when I actually tried it, and I was like, well, it's fairly ingenious, actually.
It's kind of simple, stupid. Yeah, it's like,
I wanted to hate it, and then you use it, and it's like, wow, come on,
that's
great.
This thing's fantastic.
Yeah. So was that always part of the package too, or did that come later?
It was always part of the package. It came pretty early on in the development of the clip, because as you set those clips, and you can set rows of decking with the edge clip before you fasten them down, the act of going back with a long skinny bit and a tiny little screw head and meeting those two slowed down the process. So we had a great way of applying a clip and getting it in position and sliding the boards up. And then the fastening process of that clip was slowing it down. So we said, what can we do better here? And it's basically just a funnel to lead the driver bit.
So you went to the air industry and figured out how they refuel jets in the air. And it was like, this is what we're going to do. They have a big cone on the front.
We'll just suck its way right onto it.
This is good.
Yeah. Awesome. And so you mentioned that never miss guide, but as we developed that clip and as we developed the drive tool, they were completely separate projects. We didn't have them joined at all. And we actually, as we developed that never miss guide for the clip, we said, you know what, we can put one of these funnels basically on the drive tool, and now they can do it standing up. And so that was kind of the melting of the two products together, and then we ended up launching them together as basically one. So
it's genius. Yeah, one of our biggest contractors that we work with was a little bit stuck in his ways, does fantastic work. We try to pitch new products at him all the time because we get excited about things. We're like, try this, and he's usually pretty reluctant to change. He tried that camo system, and he's been a Trex clip guy forever.
Yeah.
Tried it once.
We gave him some TCG on some jobs, right? We're like, use a TCG. Didn't like that. He liked the Trex clips.
Yeah, tried it once, came back in. He's like, I want to give me enough for the second trailer. Load me up, give me a second gun. Like, that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
So that has generally been the response to the guys when we've got the product in their hands. Once they try it, they don't go back. And it's just, it improves. So you've improved that experience so much for them that they're sold on it. They're not going to go back to anything else.
How are you doing with getting the deck board manufacturers on board? I know Deckorators has come out and said, like, yep, we're warranted from us, all good here, but slow with the other guys?
Yeah, it's been a little bit slow with the major manufacturers. Of course, all have their own fastener brands that they're selling. So, and those are the ones they approve and recommend, and they have a revenue stream from those.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit harder to break through, but we have relationships with all the large board manufacturers, and we're constantly talking together and seeing if there's something we can do together. And so I expect at some point we'll have some more partnerships as far as that goes. But for now, we just plan on, going out and talking to the builders and getting them to use the product. As far as warranty goes, you're at very little risk warranty-wise. You've got the board manufacturer's warranty. Our fastener warranty also not only covers the fastener performance, the holding power, the corrosion, it also has a board replacement warranty. So if anything happens to the deck where the board is damaged or needs to be replaced and it's the fault of the fastener, we replace the boards as well. So,
cool.
So we stand behind our product in an additional way.
Yeah, it was like you stand behind your product, but then you stand behind the product you're holding too, right? It's like I stand behind everything.
That's really good. Are there any other brands that have officially approved the Edge clip?
I don't know that as far as if you're looking at the major brands besides Deckorators, is really our first partnership on the clip as far as a co-promotion.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're kind of starting. So we have relationships with other manufacturers on different types of fastening that we do, so whether it's the edge fastening or clip fastening. But as far as, Deckorators really come to the forefront in wanting to participate in a marketing with us of the product, which has been great. With the majority of the other deck manufacturers out there, they'll say, yep, it's fine, you can use it. it, but it's not our product. We're not going to help promote it maybe
Sure.
in that kind of way. So.
Do you? Is the warranty similar for your other
Yes.
like the Protect screws and everything? You'll the same thing.
Yeah,
You'll cover
absolutely.
it too.
So any
that's
of the edge fasteners and the clips, it's the same warranty. So not only a product warranty for the lifetime of the project, for corrosion and for performance holding power, it's also a board replacement warranty if anything were to go wrong because of the fastener. So.
And is the Camo Marksman system that's been tried and true for a lot of years, that's still
right.
on the product roadmap for a long time now?
Yeah, so the original Edge product, the original Camo Marksman Pro tool is still out there, very relevant. There are a lot of guys using the product. We get, we keep thinking maybe they're going to move beyond it and go to more automated and stuff. But, a lot of the contractors are craftsmen. They still like to be close to their work. They don't mind working close to the deck board on their hands and knees and making sure everything's done perfectly. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those fasteners and those tools still sold, absolutely.
And they're different markets too, right? That's a wood, whether it's cedar or treated or.
So we have a variety of our marksman tools. So for the Camo Marksman Pro series of tools, depending on what application you have, whether it's wood or a synthetic, PVC, or what have you, you have different spacing available for those just to make it right for those applications.
Mm-hmm. How's the show been? This is probably, you guys did IBS with the Camo, one Best in Show or whatever was there.
Right, best outdoor living product.
You still finding a lot of people coming by that haven't seen it yet?
Less and less of that. It's still a lot of fun to find those guys that haven't seen Camo or haven't tried it yet, and you do get a few of those, but for the most part, it's kind of like an affirmation tour where we have a lot of builders that come by and say, I use this product, I love it, and just give us a lot of kudos, which is good to hear. And for a lot of the guys, they haven't seen some of the newer technology that we have, so they may not have tried the drive tool, they may not have tried the edge clip, and that's what this is all about. So the show in general has been fantastic. It's been a great turnout, I think, for Deck Expo, and it's nice to see the show doing well. And,
it's also nice to have those guys, like maybe they have seen it, maybe they've seen it on Instagram, and they've heard a lot about how great it is, but it gives them a chance to put it in their hands with no commitment. They didn't have to buy a bucket of clips to go for it.
That's right.
They get to try, or they have to buy the gun or whatever, which is also awesome, by the way, that it doesn't, I love the fact that the gun's not packaged with the power tool, because it keeps the cost lower, and everybody's got a drill or 10 or 25 drills in their trailer.
Everybody already owns a drill.
So put it on it and keep the cost lower. I know guys have told us already that they appreciate that, because some of them expected, they didn't know that, and they're like, well, how much is the gun? Like $400 or $500?
Yeah.
It's like, no,
shocked
it's
by the price.
less than half that.
Yeah, and so for most deck builders, you have those super large deck builders that are doing 100, 150, 200 decks a year. For them, an investment in an automated tool or a power tool isn't a big deal. If it's going to make them more efficient, they're jumping in. But most of the deck builders out there, the remodeler guys, and they're doing maybe 5, 10 decks a year.
Right.
That's a big deal to them if you're going to have them spend $300, $400, $500 on a tool. And what application can I use that for? So one of the big things for us when we launched the drive tool was taking costs out of the tool, let them use their own drill. They can attach any drill to that tool, so whatever they have on the job site will work. And then make it usable in a variety of applications, whether face fastening a treated lumber deck or putting a composite screw in a composite deck, or if they want to do edge fastening on any of those products, and then even to the clip where they can do that from a standing position. That's the real key to that tool. And so making that super affordable for those, the everyday type of deck builder guy, the remodeler guy, was important to us. That really, first of all, widens the market for us and lets everybody participate in that experience. So,
that's good, Awesome. I also like the package sizes, because a lot of the other clips only come in like 90 clips or 900 clips. Yes. And having that middle 250 square foot bucket is pretty handy.
More of a job pack, a little bit more affordable, so the guys,
Well, and that's
the
a lot closer to the average deck, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like most decks aren't 50 square feet, and most of them aren't 500. So then you're selling a guy 7 boxes of 50 square feet.
Right.
So.
Which is really handy, because it's like nothing is as good as having 7 drill bits laying around. Right? It's like you just open boxes and boxes, and you're like,
well, just even from a retail perspective, it just gives us more options to give to the consumer too.
Yeah,
right?
our guys only have to miss 1 box then.
Yeah.
Right? It's harder to miss 7.
Exactly.
Anyways, it's it seems like there's just lots of common sense stuff in there, right?
Yeah, really, built with the user in mind is what we do. And so, just like you said, having a job pack rather than making them buy, 3 decks worth of product if they want to get a little bit of a discount on product. They can buy exactly what they need for that job.
Exactly. Anything else that you guys are showing off today that you're getting traction on, old or new?
Right now we're showing, just the things we talked about. So the edge clip and the drive tool, it's our first year in the market with that. We're really doing, hard promotion on those things. We've got some new things planned for next year, some new innovation.
Here's your chance.
We're not going to bring it out
Don't
here.
leak any of it?
I'm not going to leak it. Something exciting. We'll be at IBS with a few new products that we've got to show for next year. So I think things also just deck related stuff that are going to make the experience for the deck builder that much better and integrate with our other camo fastening products. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Good deal. So if anybody's going to IBS, make sure you stop by the Camo booth.
Come see us. Yeah, come try the products. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time away from your booth to sit down with us and kind of tell us about what you guys got going on. And I said about really Canadian there. I don't think I say it about, but I just about did right
Came
there.
close, yeah.
That's usually an Ontario thing, which
I
we're a
try
long
so
way
hard
from
to
it.
not say A on here either. Take some flack for that down here.
That's right. So yeah, Greg, thanks for sitting
Thanks
down
for having me. I
and
appreciate it.
chatting about that. We'll let you get back to your booth, and we'll bring on some of the other guys here to do some chat. Yeah. Come on over, Eric.
Have a great show.
Thanks, man.
Thanks so much. Yeah, so we're going to bring on a couple of other guys here, contractors, retailers, see and kind of get their perspective on what they've seen at Deck Expo. I just saw Dustin. Actually, Aztec Decks is finally here. Him and his wife are here.
Oh, yeah.
Not right here, over at the coffee shop, actually.
Stand. Yeah.
We should get him over here, too.
Okay.
And Mark from Infinite, I'm going to call him out. Mark from Infinite was supposed to sit down with us right now, too, but he slept in today.
Hi, buddy.
Apparently.
Hi, Joel. Okay,
All right,
talk at the end of the mic.
Hello? There he is.
Are you familiar with microphones? There we go.
Yeah.
You've used one before.
You've used a microphone before? Okay.
Eric?
Yes.
That sounds like you've used one before.
You used a microphone before? Oh, here we go. Right.
French content.
Yeah.
Switch the button, the translation button off that mic there. So we've got Joel from Moutainview Building Products out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, joining us here now, and Eric Theroux from, what's your company name? I always
It's ERT.
ERT?
Yeah, basically a play on my initials.
A play. Okay, what's your middle name?
We don't have any
Perfect. Okay.
ET was a little bit copyrighted.
You should call it ET.
Yeah. You have to worry about copyright there.
Yeah, exactly.
And Eric is out of Montreal,
Never heard of it before. What's
Quebec, Canada. Yeah. When you show up at the door, they're like, I thought you were going to be a little bit shorter, longer neck.
Wrinkly skin.
It turns out I wanted him to build my deck. So what are you guys doing here? Why are you on our podcast? I'm totally kidding. So you guys have had a chance to kind of walk the floor over the last couple of days. Have you seen anything? We had a quick little chat here with Camo. Have you seen anything else at the show that kind of got you guys hair on the back of your neck raised up a little bit? How's it going?
Yeah, there was a few things down here that we saw that I think would apply to our market up there. But more, what I was really excited to see is that there isn't that gap anymore between products that are available in the States and not available in Canada.
That's a great point.
A lot of our reps are doing a good job of bringing all of the products available on their profile, and we can get it wherever we want it now. So that was nice to see.
That's actually a great point that I hadn't really thought about before, because when I came to the show in 5 years ago, the first time in Chicago that I came, there was a ton of stuff I saw everywhere that I'd never ever seen before. But to your point now, a lot of this stuff is more available than it used to be.
Yeah, it's there isn't that gap anymore, so which is nice.
And you guys focus on exteriors for the most part. You're a full lumberyard, but you kind of focus on the exteriors, siding. Do you get into the interior stuff much as well?
No, everything from the framing of the house out. Everything exterior.
Yeah. Good.
Decks, fences,
Can't use that name.
No, that's just like ET. Spoken for.
Yeah, that's good. How about you, Eric? Have you saw anything that kind of caught your eye?
Yeah, a few things, but mostly this show is really fun just to meet everybody and talk to everybody and just solidify the relationships that we have. Like on Instagram, we talk to a lot of the guys here, so it's nice to meet up and say, oh yeah, okay, you're so and so, and oh, you're so and so. Yeah, that's great. And
I think I actually had a few people who were like, hey, I know you even though I haven't met you.
Yeah,
because it's all like via social media, right?
Yeah, I've had a few like that.
It's good to kind of put a face to the name, like especially for me, this being my first time at Deck Expo as well. So yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah,
this whole week is kind of like a mullet. It's like business during the day and then party in the back, like during the night, right? And people.
What party? Come on,
it's an industry mullet. Yeah, it's work.
Yeah, that's right. So what else? You guys had a chance to kind of go through what kind of products. This is more for Eric. What kind of products do you use on a day-to-day basis as far as your decking products? And is there anything you saw here that you thought like, maybe I want to try that out?
Well, this booth, for one. The Camo drive system that's really nice.
Yeah.
Because we're in the sort of French province of Canada.
Yeah.
Stuff trickles a little bit slower to us.
Sure.
So there's a lot of like, oh, yeah, I saw that somewhere, and this is nice. Okay. Like you see it on Instagram, on social media, and stuff like that. But before you can touch it, like you're not going to commit to using a product.
Yeah, that's very similar to us. We're very hands-on with things before we decide we want to do much with them. What are you using now for the most part? You're doing decks. Is there kind of a go-to brand, or you kind of?
Yeah, mostly TimberTech.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit of Trex, but this year's been a little bit more of a challenge for availability. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Are those brands kind of what people are familiar with in your area? It's more available, like that for the most part. Trex is available everywhere, but
the main reason why I used the brand that I use is because there's a rep that's local to me.
Sure, yeah, that makes a big difference.
So that's huge.
Relationship thing again.
Back to the relationships.
Yeah. Well, I'm very strong on relationships.
Keeps popping up, eh? It's funny how that word keeps popping up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's like when there's stuff that I can't get, like I call you guys up, and go, I need this, and boom, it's sent.
Yeah.
So.
And like that relationship was born out of these shows, right? So it's good. Joel, you've had quite a bit of experience with a lot of different decking products over the years. I know you've some have come, some have gone. What are you guys selling right now?
For decking material, we're stocking. This year we stocked Fiberon, we stocked AZEK, we stocked Deckorators, and 4 or 5 lines of each of them actually this year. So we had a pretty good coverage of composite. We based on our decision on what we were stocking on what really works in the Alberta climate, and we've had really good success with all those brands. So we didn't really want to change anything this year. Just wanted to bring in more of it. So
sure, yeah. Excited for the new Kaya color and then multi-width. What's your position on the multi-width stuff?
I think the multi-width is good. Because every once in a while you're going to have a weird width of a deck, and you can expand your picture frame with it. You can stair treads. You can do in 2 boards. I think it's going to be good this year for sure.
Did you do anything much with the AZEK multi-width that was available last year?
We did a little bit with the wider one, but nothing with the narrower one.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you want to share lifts of the multi-width stuff? Because I don't want to have a full lift of the 3-inch and a full lift of the 7-inch. Like maybe you could have some and I have some. It's like from
deals are happening live on the podcast.
From a dealer perspective, it's always it's good to have Joel on here, because Shane and I and Justin have all said adding those extras, like extra width, adds so many SKUs to the line, right? So now our lumberyard is heavy and more product, more and more money. So builders love it, right?
Yeah.
Contractors want this stuff all the time. Us,
it's a little bit. Well, it's a little bit more of a challenge. From retailer.
So much of the time, we're all having to pay for it before we sell it. So it's a big gamble with color selection, with board width, with all that new stuff. You hope it's going to work. You think it's going to work. Yeah. But if is it going to work?
Yeah, exactly.
How's Louisville been? Oh, I did it again. How's Louisville been for you guys? Have you had a chance to get out there and see some of the sites?
Oh yeah, Louisville's been great. Yeah, it's been good. It's a cool town. Went on a couple bourbon tours.
There's bourbon here?
Gotta do that, hey?
Really?
Yes.
oh my God.
Oh, wow, you really missed out, Eric.
Goodness. Yeah, going to bed at 10 o'clock, man.
Had some good food. No, it's been good. I think it's all circumstantial too. We're all with really good people that just want to go and cruise and check everything out, and that's where most of the fun kind of happens.
I think this is the first time you've been to this show, correct?
This is the first time.
How does it line up with your expectations? What were you kind of thinking this would be about before you got here?
I came here with like we mentioned earlier on, with the goal to see how our suppliers are doing with closing the gap between products available in the States versus products available in Canada, and then meeting a bunch of people and networking. And I think we've smashed it out of the park. So
yeah,
we've networked very well.
Networked many hours.
Probably do some more networking tonight, I would have to think. Yeah. Just close the door when you pee this time, would you?
Right. Yeah.
Had a little bit of trouble last night. Apparently down here you gotta be a little bit more private about where you pee.
Yep. Not a hockey country.
Not hockey. That's right. Have you guys had a chance to make it through the whole show yet? Or I always find it it's fairly small this year, so it's a little bit easier to get through. We always struggle to get through it because the more you come to it, the more people you meet, and the more you get stuck just like chatting the entire time. You don't actually make it through. But you guys have kind of gotten your way through.
Yep.
Okay.
Made it through.
He's better than I am because I haven't made it through yet.
Yesterday we put the legwork in, got down a little early, made sure to go through everything, make a short list of what you want to go back and talk to again. So
Right.
Yeah. Good. Eric, how long have you been doing what you're doing? Like you're kind of focusing more on decks now, but that wasn't always the case, right?
Yeah, I started the company about 3-4 years ago, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Did some interior work, liked it, but didn't love it. But then, because of HGTV, you saw Decked Out and all those deck shows.
Yeah.
I like that. I like kind of doing that stuff. So 3 years ago, I said, okay, I'll focus on decks. Unfortunately, got sick, major depression. So that pretty much killed the season because it happened during the summer.
Right.
So started really full-time last year. So this is my second year. Been really, really good.
So the depression thing is good. We just did that recent podcast on the mental health episode because it's a tough industry to be a part of, especially when you're running your own business. It can be stressful and it can be lonely
But that's sort of the one good thing about like Instagram is that we all talk to each other and there's no
you don't have to be so alone.
You're that small little deck guy in Montreal where you guys speak French.
Yeah.
We don't care. It's all like I'll talk to Wade. Hey, sometimes I'll have a tougher time and I'll Wade, just do this, do that, or go on vacation. You need to.
Yeah, exactly. Take a break away.
That was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I phoned you, or you phoned me for some reason. We were.
Yeah,
anyways, it was late at night, and you were just having a tough time with one of your customers, right? And you were like, I got this holiday booked to Punta Cana. I'm not sure if I should go. I'm thinking I'm going to cancel it. My wife was super mad. What am I going to do? I got to get this job done. And I was just like, don't cancel your trip.
Yep.
Go on your trip. Turn your phone off.
Yep.
Go on your trip. And then when you're done, come back and your shit will be right. And then just work hard, right?
Exactly.
But let the guy know that you're leaving. His job is not that important. It's just a deck.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
my wife owes you a kiss and a hug for that. So.
I marked it down.
He'll take it.
I'll let you know when I cash that in. So.
The nice thing about getting into building decks is you kind of get to bring some of that interior craftsmanship outside a little bit nowadays. Like you get to do it all. You're not just a framer. You're not just a finisher. You kind of get to do it all. You start from the ground up. You frame out the deck. You do. Some decks can get pretty extravagant. You're doing some kitchen work, some trim work, all that kind of stuff. So,
well, I think ultimately it's a question of your level of passion. Like you can just build decks. They're like 10 by 10, 8 by 10, whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you really have a strong passion for it, then you can do something a little bit more creative, change colors, multi-width, panels, privacy screens, kitchens, and stuff like that, and just have fun.
Yeah. On the topic of that, Joel, what are you finding are kind of the trends in your market? It's interesting to kind of see the regional differences. Like you guys you guys sell quite a bit of cedar, fir, raw timber kind of stuff, and that's bigger in Calgary, I think. I always justify it being like the closer you are to the mountains and nature, the more people want that kind of stuff. We don't have it as much, but what else are you seeing that's kind of changing in your area?
Every single year I say the same thing, that nobody is going to pay this much money for a composite deck board. It's getting too expensive. I don't understand it. And then every year we sell more and more and more of it. So I think the thing that's changing this year is clients are now more aware of what the boards and the product can actually do. So the level of craftsmanship and the value of a contractor's portfolio is playing a bigger and bigger role now, because now the customers are aware that boards can bend. Before, that used to blow their mind. Now they want to see what else. Where can you bend that board? Can the stairs happen? Can the top caps on your railings be bent? So that kind of stuff. It's more and more important that the contractors are pushing the limits on what these boards can do and documenting it. So I think the biggest change in our area is the knowledge of the end user.
Do you get a lot of feedback from your contractors? Are they in tune? Like some of them are here, but are you you find your contractors are in tune with the industry and kind of ahead of the things, and you're finding them coming to you and saying like, hey, I heard about this new product, or can you bring it in? Or is it more like they wait for you to pitch it to them? Which way is this stuff happening?
We have pretty good relationships with our contractors where they will bring in new product and say, hey, can we get this here?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Can we get it? And if we can we try it out? So it's about 50-50. And I think that's our job as a supplier, is to listen to what they're looking for, see if you can find it, but then also bring all of the new stuff that we see. We can't be a filter anymore, because you can find all the information.
That's right.
You've got our job as a retailer is to gather all of the product and let the contractors now make the decision, rather than us trying to guess what we think is going to work. Throw it all out there and see what's going to work.
Yeah, because if you don't bring it, they'll go to Amazon, right? If you don't bring it, so they're getting the product. That's happening.
Yeah.
Right? And they're informed. Your customers are informed. The homeowners are informed. And then they're getting that product. So, yeah, the days of I don't carry Cortex, or I don't stock that decking, or I can't get that decking, that's over.
For sure.
If you have a customer that wants it, it's like, now it's a matter of how do I get this for you, or they're gone.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think it also varies according to the maturity of the market. Like, our market is we're sort of at the low end of the market, just because everybody else, you guys get all the information from the US, all in English, because we're a French province. So we're like, I have to pull stuff a lot harder.
Right.
Or like, oh, this company, yeah, we can't get it. Why? Oh, the distributor doesn't want to go there, or there's other restrictions and stuff like that. I think you guys will have an easier time.
Yeah, there's certainly some challenges in Quebec that we don't have, right?
Yep.
It's language barrier is one of them,
Yep.
right? Distribution is the other.
Yeah.
So,
but in my family, we have an expression, Theroux, my last name, is sort of French for têtu, hard-headed. So if I want something, I'm going to find a way to get it. Like, it's going to happen.
yeah.
That should have been the name of your company.
Yeah.
Hard-headed construction.
Yeah. Maybe I'll use that as the English name for my company.
Yeah, that's right. Have you guys been to Kentucky before? Or is this a first for you?
This is first, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a first for us too, right?
First for a lot of people. It's just not a super popular destination place, but it's a cool little town to come to.
Feels like every day is a new day for me. I always kind of forget what I did the night before.
Too much networking.
Yeah, too much networking.
That's right.
I was hoping for more fried chicken, though, but...
Well, we can make that happen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Tonight, let's
just tell your supplier what you want. Right? We'll go to it.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys giving us a little bit of your time to sit down and give us your thoughts on how the show went for you. Glad to hear it went well.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Let's go do some partying tonight. I mean, some networking tonight.
Networking. Heavy
Networking. Remember,
Form closer relationships.
In the tax forms, it's all networking.
That's right.
Events.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Appreciate it, Eric. Joel, thanks for joining us on the podcast. We'll have to do this again with you guys another time. But for today, hey, Mr. Quigley, we're going to sign off here for the last time from the Deckorators booth. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks.